Good evening, students. Today I am going to make a very important video with regard to the illustration based questions or problem solving questions, or with regard to the solving the hypothetical issues. So what is the reason for doing this video with regard to the illustration based questions or problem solving questions or solving the hypothetical issues? Majority of the law students, they are miserably failed in solving this illustration based questions. So what is the problem? Where is the problem? Why they don't and why they could not able to solve the problems effectively? So what is the thing they don't follow? What is the where is the lacuna? So where is the lacuna means here they don't know the steps. Here in problem solving questions and solving the hypothetical issues, there is some international the method has been adopted here in entire world, in almost all the law universities. So some international method has been adopted that will be called as IRAC, that is the issue, rule, analysis and conclusion. So this method has been followed in entire world with regard to the solving the hypothetical issues, solving the illustration based questions. So here why our students, that is the Indian law, the university students, they fail in solving this illustration based question means they don't know the IRAC and they don't know the steps in solving these illustration based questions. So I will narrate with regard to the entire gist of the IRAC, the concept or IRAC method, and here with regard to this method, the entire world, that is in entire world, majority of the law universities, they are following IRAC, and in certain law universities they are following some other method, but common universally they can follow the IRAC method. I will go into that. It is very simple and you can score very good marks. So I will make a very short video with regard to this one, and in future I will make separate videos with regard to the almost all the law subjects. So let us first have certain introduction with regard to the law exams, because now I am referring with regard to the IRAC system and the law exams and all the things. But if I go from the beginning, it will be better for your understanding. Okay, we can begin from the first part. Here, what type of exams our law students are facing in Indian law universities or law schools? Here we can see there will be CLAT entrance exams is there, and after finishing the CLAT entrance exams, the students are required to pursue their journey in law field, that is in acquiring the law knowledge as a student, and they have to get a degree, and after completion of the law exams, after getting the degree, they have to take All India Bar Examination, and thereby they can get enrolled as an advocate. So this is the thing with regard to the generally the law students they are doing. Here in majority of the law universities, this CLAT entrance exams might be skipped off, but this law exams will be there, and All India Bar Examination will also be there. here in future I will do the videos with regard to the CLAT entrance exams, and today we can concentrate with regard to the law exams, and among law exams I can concentrate only with regard to the aspect of solving the illustration based questions. So let us see with regard to the next aspect, that is law exams. So here under law exams, as you know, there will be theory will be there, practicals will be there, viva will be there. So here the student has to write the theory exam and he has to do the practical activity. He has to involve in the practical activity. So here theory, as you know, there will be theory based questions will be there, illustration based questions will be there. Among illustration based questions, the hypothetical issues will be given and the students are required to solve the hypothetical issues. And here the students are miserably failed in solving this illustration based questions because they don't know the methods of solving the illustration based questions. Okay, I will come to that. I will finish off this thing, the other things. Here, with regard to the internal assessment, as you know, it is the college activity or classroom activity. There, the students will be tested by giving the assignments, by they have been asked to write the test, all those things. So these things we are not now concerned. Here, in certain universities, viva will be there, and in certain universities, in practicals only there will be viva will be there. Okay, here with regard to the practicals, why this practical will be conducted? That is a question. Here with regard to practical, the purpose in conducting practical is that to prepare the law student to acquire the legal skills. So that is the main intention of the practicals. Here the student will be trained how to argue in the moot court, or that is mock court, and the court visits will be arranged so they can observe the proceedings in the court, and they will be asked to do the legal aid clinic. And so here the basic intention is to train the students with regard to the legal skills. And next one is DPC, that is drafting, pleading and conveyancing. Here the student will be trained to draft, plead and conveyance. And besides this one, the student is also trained, and he will be trained with regard to the lofty values of the professional ethics. And next one is arbitration and conciliation. Earlier, this arbitration and conciliation has been studied under the theory-based questions. Now it has been made as it has been grouped under the arbitration and conciliation, because now it is a fastest developing what you call method with regard to the arbitration. This is it is the popularly followed method of solving the disputes. So it is the method of solving the legal disputes. Here in future I will make the videos on all these practicals. Now today we can discuss only these illustration based questions, because this is with regard to this aspect, I feel that there is urgent need with regard to the making video with regard to the illustration based questions, because in majority of the universities the students are going to get the exams. Here in Karnataka, there will be in Karnataka State Law University has announced the exams for the art semester students. So in the interest of the Karnataka State Law University students, I am doing this illustration based questions. So here, with regard to the illustration based questions, as you know, it will be for 6 marks in 80-20 scheme, or in 100 marks, that is 10 marks questions will be there. There will be 2 questions will be given. So here illustration based questions will be there. Problem solving questions will also be called as illustration based questions. by giving the hypothetical issues. Here, a general method has been followed in entire world with regard to the solving the hypothetical issues. In the majority of the law schools and majority of the law universities, the method of IRAC, that is issue, rule, analysis, conclusion method has been followed. And generally followed method of solving illustration is basic questions or problem solving question is IRAC, and mini IRAC will also be followed in majority of the universities. That is depending upon the student area and their course. So here, what is meant by IRAC? So before going to IRAC, there are so many methods will be there in solving the illustration based questions, or solving the hypothetical issues, or solving the problem based questions. Here, as you know, in court also, the jurist, the judge, he is going to frame the issues first. In civil cases, the primemost activity of the judge is to frame the issues. Then he will come to know what is the real dispute, what is the controversy between the plaintiff and defendant. Then only the judge can solve the controversy, the dispute, or anything. So that is the main aspect. Here, there are so many other methods also has been followed. That is CRAC, ILAC, FIRAC, IRAC, IRRAC, CREAC, IREAC. So I will make a separate video on these things, but our purpose is today only with regard to the solving the problem based questions. So today we can see what is IRAC, or we can adopt one simple method for our convenience. Whether we can go with regard to this IRAC, or we can frame our own method of solving the issues. But the purpose is that what is the expectation of the university we have to see. We should know how to solve these problem based questions, and in accordance with the expectation of the universities, the students are required to solve the hypothetical issues or problem based questions. Here, what is meant by IRAC? In simple words, IRAC means marrying the law and the facts. You see, very beautifully it has been said by some foreign jurists. That is, what is IRAC means marrying the law and the facts. Here, we should know the law, and there will be facts will be there. Here we have to find out what is the true law. So that's why we can see under issue, rule, application, and conclusion. In this method, the hypothetical issues will be solved. So this will be called as marrying the law and the facts. That is issue, rule, application, and conclusion. Here in this method, we can see the different steps in solving the illustration based questions. Here, IRAC can be an effective tool in solving illustration based problems. IRAC can be effective tool in solving illustration based problems. Here let us see what is IRAC. Here IRAC is paradigm. IRAC paradigm. So we can say that IRAC is a paradise. So what is the IRAC paradise or paradigm means? It will be revolve around the facts, rule, and issue. Only three things we have to see, we have to solve. So when we solve this one, there will be conclusion will be there. We can solve the issues. We can very effectively solve the disputes. Very effectively we can solve the controversy between the plaintiff and the defendant. on the complainant and the respondent. Whatever it may be the case of the filing party. Here what is meant by facts? That means the facts is it will depend upon what the petitioner he will plead before the court, and how the respondent he will respond to the petitioner's what you call pleadings. So that will be the facts of the case. Here the issues will be framed and rule will be applied and conclusions will be given. So here on the basis of the facts, issue will be framed, and on the basis of the rule, here rule will be applied in keeping in view with regard to the facts, and the issue will be solved. Here the main the soul of the dispute, main part of the dispute is the issue. So here the court will concentrate with regard to the issue. Here the students also have been asked to frame the issues, and they have been trying to solve the issues with the knowledge of the rule of law, and they have been trained in the law colleges and the universities. Here let us see what is the IRAC. Here with regard to the IRAC, first one is issue. That is the judge will frame the issue. Here the law students has to frame the issues by looking into the facts. What all the facts has been given. Here the law student has to identify and state the legal issue presented by the fact scenario. So he has to frame the issues. There will be one issue, there will be more than one issue. And next one is rule. Here the law student has to define the legal principle that applies to the issue. The law student has to state the legal principle that applies to the issue. That is with regard to the rule. And next one is analysis he has to make. So depending upon the issue and rule and facts, covering all the aspects, the student has to make the analysis. So yes, here the analysis part is the very broader part. So he has to discuss how the legal principle relate to the fact scenario, and this should be the most lengthy part of the answer. And last one is stating the conclusion based on the analysis. So this is the way in which IRAC paradigm or IRAC, the method which has been followed in entire world. Okay, this seems to be difficult for the majority of the students. This the method of solving the IRAC seems to be very much difficult for the students, but from the point of view of the Indian law students, our channel has made a easily followed method of solving the illustration based questions. That is easy steps from TechBrains. That is our channel for problem solving questions or illustration based questions. That is here PQRLM. So instead of IRAC, our channel recommends you to follow this PQRLM method. So this is also same thing, unlike IRAC, that is the issue, rule, analysis, conclusion method. But this you can conveniently keep in your mind. So it is as good as the IRAC method only, but here it will cover more than the IRAC method. Here The P denotes the provision of law. We have to write the provision of law. Suppose it is the illustration based question is of the any statutory act, for example contract act. So they have to write the section. So where this illustration based questions which has been based on which section, there may be different sections will be there. In certain subjects there may not be sections will be there. For example, under the law of tort or under the administrative law. So they are required to say only the provision of law, that is P. So if you write this one, the evaluator, he will come to know, you know certain thing with regard to the illustration based questions. So he can comfortably, he can give certain marks. That means he will get some idea that you know the provision of law. So that will be called as P. Next one is a question of fact, question of law. So instead of issues, I have converted this as question of fact and question of law. Here probably this aspect the students might have studied under the jurisprudence, and even the courts, they will adopt this method, that is question of fact and question of law in the law courts. If the court does not find or get the answer under the question of fact, the court will apply the question of law, and then it will frame the issues. That means question of fact, question of law. Here you can frame the questions with regard to the facts. On the basis of the facts, what is the controversy, what is the dispute between the plaintiff and defendant, what is the disputes, the controversy or contrary aspects between the plaintiff and the defendant. So on the basis of this one, you have to frame the issues, or you can frame the issue also. So there will be a common conflict will be there between the plaintiff and defendant. So I will demonstrate these aspects by citing one constitutional law based the problem. So now you have understood what is provision of law, and now you have understood the question of fact and question of law, that is issues. So in future videos I will follow this method, so it will be better for you if you look into the future videos from TechBrains, and you will be able to follow this method, and it will be more convenient for you to solve these illustration based questions or solving the hypothetical issues. And next one is rule of law or principle of law or settled law or decided cases. So in this problem solving questions, normally it will be given on the basis of the decided cases principle. So in all these illustration based questions, it will be focused on the settled law. So what is the present status of the law? What is the rule of law? What is the principle of law? So that will be given. So you have to know. So what is the present status of the law? So what is the settled law? So how we can come to know? That will be decided under the decided cases. So you should know little bit with regard to these decided cases. Then it will be more convenient for you to know what is the settled law, what is the rule of law, what is the principle of law. And if you write the decided cases name also and some principle of law, the examiner or valuer, he will come to know, you know, with regard to the exact the core of the subject. So there will not be any hindrance in granting the marks. And next one is logical reasoning. Here you have to apply the logical reasoning. So instead of analysis, I have made it as logical reasoning. Here legal reasoning has to be analyzed. Here in analysis what we will do? In analysis, the entire aspect of the issue, rule will be covered and fact will be covered. And it is a very lengthy sort of the answering. Here there will be what you call the scope for you to write the answers with regard to the justifying your answers, whether it is right or wrong. So on the basis of the decided cases on the rule of law, you can write the logical reasoning. Last one is the M, that is the judgment or conclusion or methodology or method of applying all PQRL. So by applying PQRL, the last thing is judgment. So whether plaintiff is right or defendant is right. So what is the law? Here more than whether plaintiff is right or defendant is right. So when we frame the issue, so which party will get the relief? So in the legal sense we have to say which party has got the balance of convenience. Which party has got the balance of convenience in his favor? Who will get the remedy? So these things will be followed in this PQRLM method. P means provision of law you have to write, and you have to write the issues. You have to frame the issues on the basis of the question of fact or question of law, and you have to write the rule of law or principle of law or settled law by acknowledging the decided cases, and you have to write the logical reasoning, or otherwise you can write you have to make the analysis of all the things, that is provision of law, question of fact and rule of law. And on the basis of all these things you have to make the logical reasoning, the analogy you have to make, and at the last you have to write the conclusion, that is what sort of the remedy it will be granted. Either it will be in the favor of plaintiff or in the favor of the defendant. So let us see how this PQRLM method has been adopted with regard to the solving the illustration based questions. So here this is very lengthy thing. So that's why I am taking from the beginning. When you adopt this one in solving this problem based questions or illustration based questions, it is very, probably you may think it is very easier. It is very simple. Let us go to the one example of solving the illustration based questions. So this problem has been taken from the Karnataka State Law University, the Constitution subject. Here the problem is with regard to the tortious act of the state. So let us read the problem. Here the problem it will run like this. The plaintiff was arrested by the police officer on the ground or on suspicion of possession of goods. That is, the police officer has arrested the person on the ground of on the suspicion of possessing some goods. That is, it may be contraband or it may be what you call illegal goods. It may be narcotics or anything. But here it has been said that it is a gold ornaments. Here let us read further. When the person was searched, a large quantity of gold was seized. So a person has been arrested because he was possessing a large quantity of gold. So on suspicion, the police they have arrested the person. So he will be called as plaintiff because he is going to file the case in future. Here, ultimately, he, that is the plaintiff, was released. And why he will be released? He will be released because he will be on the inquiry, the police they came to know that he is innocent. That is that we can assume. And gold seized, that is the gold seized from the person could not be returned, as the head constable of the police station or in charge of the police station had absconded with the gold. Here the police has arrested the person. They have taken the goods from the, that is gold from the person, and they have done the inquiry, and the person was proved to be innocent and he was released. But at the same time they have to return the gold from the person from whom they confiscated. Here one of the police, he has absconded with the gold. And what is the liability of the state in this case? Here the question has been asked, what is the liability of the state in this case? Whether the state is liable to make good the loss to the person. So this is the question has been given in the exam. In this way, the questions will be given. It may be constitution, it may be torts, it may be Indian Penal Code, it may be administrative law, it may be Mohammedan law, it may be Hindu law, or any subject. So this is the very initial video. So I have highlighted only very simple illustration from the constitution. So today let us see very simple methods in solving these problem questions. Here I am adopting this the PQRLM method. Here, with regard to the provision of law, what we have to write, this illustration is based on the Article 300 of the Constitution of India. That means, so with regard to this article, under 300 of Constitution of India, we can see the tortuous activity of the state. So this we can presume under, or we can read under Article 300 of Constitution of India. If you write this one, the valuer will get the idea. Good, what you call, he can able to guess that you know something with regard to the law. Next one is question of fact and question of law issues. Here we have to frame the issue or issues. Here the question, here we can frame the issues in this way. Whether the government is liable to pay the damages to the plaintiff. So on the basis of this issue, we can frame the question whether the government is liable to pay the damage to the plaintiff, or whether the government is exempted under any sort of the immunities. So that is the next issue we can frame. And the next issue is that whether the government is not liable for the acts of its servants. So in this way, we can frame the issues on the basis of the fact, that is question of fact. And next one is rule of law. What is the rule of law? What is the principle of law? What is the settled law? Here, when we know certain thing with regard to this principle of law and decided cases, then we can very much comfortably we can write the answer. Here with regard to this illustration problem, we are having one good case law with regard to this illustration based problem, that is Kasturilal Ralia Ram Jain versus State of Uttar Pradesh. So in this case law, in this case, same facts we can see. So we can come to know what is the settled law now, whether the law has been adopted, whether the judgment which has been adopted in the Kasturilal Ralia Ram Jain versus State of Uttar Pradesh holds good even today. So that we have to see. Here in this case it was held that the state is not liable for the tortious acts of its servants when it is under sovereign acts. And you know what is meant by sovereign acts? When any act of the government, when it is called a sovereign act, then the government is not liable. But it is not the present day law. it has been changed. Now it is the settled law is that the government is liable for the acts of its servant, whether it is sovereign or non-sovereign. So this one we have to write in this way, in this method we have to write. Next one is logical reasoning. So this part will be called as analysis wing. Here you can write here you have to write covering all these things. That is question of fact, provision of law, rule of law, settled law, all these things. So you have to do the analogy, you have to do the analysis. So you have to write it this way. In the given case, the same provision of law is applicable and the question of law was also discussed above and resembles the facts of the case. Law Kasturi Lal, Ralia Ram Jain. But the Supreme Court in subsequent judgments have deviated from the decision of the above case. That is, now it is a settled law that the government is liable for the acts of its servant, whether it is sovereign or non-sovereign. That is the present settled law. So what is the conclusion? So what is the judgment? What is the methodology has been applied here by following PQRLM method? So here we have to write the judgment. We have to give our valuable the decision. So in the incident case, the state is liable to pay damages to the petitioner. So that is the final part of our problem-based questions. So if you follow this one, I hope you will definitely get the good marks. So in the next videos, we can solve the so many problem-based questions. These the initial very it will be called as the infant video. I can say it is an infant video in the sector of IRAC method or solving the problem-based question or solving the hypothetical issues. Here, one great person has motivated me to do this video in the interest of the majority of the Karnataka law students, Karnataka law university students. So in future, I am going to make a separate Kannada video with regard to this problem-based questions. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ದಿನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಾಂತಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬಗೆಹರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತರಗತಿಯನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಿದ್ವು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬಗೆಹರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಲಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಇದರ ಸದುಪಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಮುಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. So today, and the last part of this video is that one great person he has made me to make this video is none other than the Tomtadarya Wadiyar. He is the famous educationalist in Karnataka. So for his motivation, I am very much grateful to him. So wish you good luck, students. Keep watching our Tech Brains videos, and I am making this video in the interest of the law students, that too with regard to the illustration based problems. Majority of the law students they are failing in the law exams because they are scoring very less marks. For 10 marks of the solving the illustration based questions, they will just write yes or no. They will not follow this method, and they will miserably they will get 1 marks. So it is very unfortunate. So that's why I prefer to do this video. I hope you wholeheartedly you will receive this video and support our channel. Wish you good luck, students.